hello there. So nice that you could join us. And if you have a little time, we'd like to show you around our town, Piqua, Ohio, a city of 20,000 population, established in 1807 and located in the fertile and productive Miami Valley. But we promised you a ride, didn't we? So let's move on. We're entering Piqua on North Main Street via Route 25, the famed Dixie Highway. And if you haven't noticed, Piqua's downtown section boasts no overhead wires and a new street lighting system that is rated as one of the best in the nation. On your right, one of Piqua's places of recreation, Shine's Theater, seating almost 1,000 persons and featuring first-run releases. As we approach Ash Street you see the Citizens National Bank and Trust Company. And as we turn left on Ash Street, we see their new personal loan department and auto banking facilities. Cattywampus across the street is the home of the Piqua Daily Call, Piqua's daily newspaper boasting a circulation of over 10,000. Incidentally, we're now on U.S. Route 36, offering excellent highway routes east and west. And it also takes us to the Hollow, Piqua's popular swimming pool. Oh, hello there. Here, complete picnic grounds are available, as well as swimming in pure artesian well water. But let's get on with our trip. We're now again crossing Main Street, and here give you a chance to see our public square, the popular mall which divides High Street, and the Fort Piqua Hotel. As we junction with Wayne Street, ahead and to our left is the Piqua Post Office. But let's continue our swing around the mall. Here, the Piqua National Bank. Their adjoining personal loan department and adjacent customer parking lot. Continuing on, we found our next stop. Oh, hello again. Come on, Jerry. Thank you. We're now on Water Street, where on your left you see our city building, housing our city manager's office, utilities offices, municipal court, and police department, just to mention a few. Next to the city building, our fire station, with a portion of the complete equipment visible. And while we're on Water Street, just ahead is the Veterans Building, or home of the American Legion, an organization enjoying a large membership. And while we're visiting club and fraternal organizations, here is the Veterans of Foreign Wars. The Moose Lodge Building, home of the Fraternal Order of Eagles. And the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks Building. The Elks, occupying the top 2 floors of this building, is the meeting place of the Rotary, Kiwanis, Sertoma, Lions, Altrusa, Seroptimist, and business and professional women's clubs. Here is the new Knights of Columbus building. And back on West High Street, our Masonic Temple. And adjacent to the temple is the Piqua YMCA, complete in every detail, even to the indoor pool. As we travel north on Wayne Street, we see the YWCA. Now we'd like to show you something of which all Piquads are proud. Here we see, oh sorry, Jerry, you're not with me? We'd like to visit the schools. In the elementary schools, we have North Street School, an elementary serving the north central section of the city. And this is Spring Street School, serving the eastern section of Piqua. While the southern section is served by the South Street School. These 3 schools are our older schools, but are completely modern within. the western boundary of Piqua, we view the Washington Township School, serving Washington Township students residing just outside the city limits. And now we've traveled to one of our newer schools, Favorite Hill, an elementary school serving the southwest portion of Piqua. And another new school for elementary grades, the Nicklin Avenue School for students residing in the northwest section of Piqua. The elementary students residing in the southeast section of Piqua attend the new Staunton Street School. And just completed for the fall term of 1957 is the new High Street Elementary for children residing in the western sector of Piqua. The Catholic parochial schools boast new elementary schools such as St. Boniface, serving those in the southern half of Piqua, St. Mary's, which is designed for use by those in the northern section of our city and is adjacent to Piqua Catholic High. Piqua maintains two junior high schools, such as Bennett Junior High for those in the south, and Wilder Junior High for those residing in the north. High school students attend the completely modern Piqua Central High School, which has recently been enlarged to ensure ample facilities. Piqua, Ohio has an education system that is planned for the future. There's no shortage of classrooms in Piqua, and present facilities are designed to accommodate any increase. Piqua, Ohio is a city solidly behind its educational program. But now let's continue our little trip. Here we see Jerry. If I may, I'd like to show these folks the library. Thank you. Piqua is quite proud of their very fine library, the Flesh Public Library, located just one block from downtown Piqua. In addition to printed matter, the library boasts a huge collection of records and albums, as well as a complete selection of 16mm film available to all. We have now traveled west on Park Avenue, where you see Piqua Memorial Hospital, completely modern in every respect, located in a beautiful, quiet residential district. Located a few miles south of Piqua is Detmer General Hospital. Just a few years old, Detmer is one of the finest hospitals in the state of Ohio. Completely modern, Detmer is close enough to Piqua to be readily accessible to the Piqua citizenry. Both hospitals are served by private ambulances and the city fire department ambulance. And now, hold it. No, you don't, Jerry. We'd like to see Piqua homes. We're now traveling one of the streets in Landon Park, Piqua's largest housing development. This development contains over 90 new homes which are manufactured right in Piqua. Developments such as these assure us of ample homes and home sites in our town. Now we are traveling down Maryville Lane in another development known as Highland Acres. In this particular development, there are over 40 privately owned homes. And here you see a newer section of homes in Piqua as we journey around Marymount Drive. also boasts many fine estates. Incidentally, our background music reminds me that to entertain and keep our folks well informed, Piqua has its own radio station, WPTW, broadcasting on 1570 kilocycles. While we're speaking of services, here you see the business office of the Ohio Bell Telephone Company, serving Piqua and the area. Operations and control are located in this building, located on Wayne Street. But come May of 1958, operations will be located in this ultra-modern installation on West High Street. The activation of this equipment will afford Piquans the use of the most modern dial system, including facilities for direct long-distance dialing. But now let's travel north to Piqua to the waterworks. Jerry, I said waterworks. That's more like it. Here you see the Piqua Water Softening and Purification Plant. Our plant supplies Piqua with soft, pure water from Swift Run Lake, capable of delivering 5 million gallons daily. A large supply of raw water is available in reserve from Echo Lake and Franz Pond. And of great pride to all in Piqua is our electric light plant. A generating capacity of 33,000 kilowatts serves 6,900 meters in Piqua. Incidentally, the Atomic Energy Commission has approved Piqua as a site for an atomic reactor, which means that we can supply our power from atomic energy. Power is supplied on a rental basis to Piqua and wholesale to the Pioneer Rural Electric Company. Here you see the site of the first co-op power pole in the United States. Gas service in the area is supplied by the Dayton Power and Light Company, which has facilities making them capable of supplying the entire Upper Miami Valley. Piqua is currently constructing a new $1 million sewage disposal plant, which, when finished, will be the finest and most modern of its type. But time now to show you the industry of Piqua. We're sorry we won't have time to visit them all, but starting our tour, here you see the Aerovent Fan Company, manufacturers of industrial propeller fans. The Anchor Manufacturing Company, makers of wood parts and handles. The Armco Steel Corporation plant, makers of steel tubing. And the Armco Quarries, where industrial limestone is available in abundance. This is the Atlas Underwear Company, makers of the famous Allen A. briefs. The home of the Champion Cutter, Fixture, and Arc Plate Manufacturing Company. Here is the Champion Foundry, producers of gray iron castings. The Val Decker Packing Company, home of Decker's Quality Meats. And this is the French Oil Mill Machinery Company, one of the largest plants of its type in the nation. Hartzell Industries have various plants in our city, making ventilating and industrial fans, crop dryers, lumber and veneer, and aircraft propellers. The Home Manufacturing and Sales, makers of aluminum and bronze castings. And here you see one of Piqua's newer plants, Inland Homes, manufacturers of the prefabricated houses you saw on our tour of Landon Park. This is the Meteor Motor Car Company, manufacturers of funeral car bodies and truck cabs. Among the newer plants in Piqua is Miami Industries, fabricators of welded steel tubing. Piqua for many years has been the home of the Orr Felt and Blanket Company. Here they produce papermaker felts and blankets. This is the Piqua Machine Company, making electrical fractional horsepower motors and centrifugal turbine pumps. Piqua Engineering, makers of aircraft parts and accessories. On Covington Avenue is located the Piqua Paper Box Company, making set-up paper boxes. And still another of Piqua's newer factories is Piqua Products, makers of plastic and metal toys. Another of Piqua's older established firms is the George H. Rundle Company, producers of proprietary medicines. Returning again to a newer plant, this is the Sefton Fiber Can Company, manufacturers of fiber containers. Superior Mills is a division of the BBD Company, long famous for fine knitwear. And completing our tour, we see another of Piqua's older manufacturing establishments, the Wood Shovel and Tool Company. Here are manufactured shovels, spades, garden implements, wheelbarrows, post-hole diggers, and augers. Piqua is proud of its industry, and Piqua industrialists extend a cordial invitation for you to visit them at any time. Let us continue our trip, for we feel that the next is the highlight of this film, and something dear to all Piquoids' hearts. Oh no, not again. Well, we'll stay here this time, for this is a portion of what I mean. Piqua's park and recreation facilities. Here you see, for the umpteenth time, the hollow swimming pool. Available to all, you swim in pure artesian well water, with complete facilities for lying in the sand, diving from the high and low boards, or allowing the youngsters to splash to their heart's content in the completely protected, shallow parts of the pool. In Piqua's Park and Recreation System, we find the Moat Park Community Center. This relatively new building is used by the Piqua Players, our theatrical group, as well as the many groups of clubs and societies. And what is known as Lower Moat Park, you find a completely lighted ball diamond. Here at Roosevelt Field, a tremendously sports-minded citizenry enjoys track and football. Adjacent to the field is the newly enlarged Roosevelt Field House, designed for the enjoyment of basketball. But returning to our parks, we're now at beautiful Fountain Park, designed for the relaxation and pleasure of any member of the family, starting with the spacious picnic area at the southern end of the park. And as we move a bit to the north, we come to the large wading pool, which is a delight to the youngsters. And incidentally, while we're here, if you don't mind a little walk, we'd like to show you the picnic facilities that are located at the top of the levee just above Fountain Park. This area is accessible by auto from another park entrance. Youngsters enjoy fishing in the interconnecting canal. And now as we return to the lower area of the park, we come to the large dining hall, completely equipped and ideal for large institutional gatherings and reunions. Continuing north, a huge 4,000-seat auditorium. Then, directly behind the auditorium, are a few of the city's many tennis courts. These courts have produced some of the valley's finest players. And adjacent to the tennis courts, you see the newly lighted baseball diamond. It is on this playing field that the Piqua Central Indians play high school league games. It's the scene annually of the Southwestern District Class A baseball tournament,
and is the home of the Piqua Braves of the Western Ohio Baseball League. Plans are being worked on to erect a grandstand and bleachers to offer ample seating. Returning now to our auto, let's continue on Echo Lake Drive. As we cross the hydraulic bridge, on the left, Echo Lake. This lake is one of the 4 within the city limits and is famous for containing some of the largest bass in the area. Many are taken each year from these waters. I just wish I were one of the anglers so fortunate. Connected to Echo Lake is Swift Run with picturesque Sugarloaf, another popular fishing site. It serves as Piqua's water supply. Following Echo Lake Drive, we come to a spot where tempers have flared, people have sworn off sports for life, and most all enjoy the finest in golfing facilities. This is Echo Hills Golf Course, a municipal course completely maintained by the city and featuring one of the finest and sportiest 9-hole courses in the area. Here, weekly weekend tournaments are held, in addition to regularly scheduled City League play. Daily green fees are charged, or one may buy a season membership very economically. And while we're on the subject of golf, let's stop at the Piqua Country Club, established in 1898. As we move up the drive, you see the beautiful clubhouse, which, completely air-conditioned, is the scene of many social functions and has gained wide fame for its food from the kitchen of a master chef. On the left, the private swimming pool. The golf course has been rated as tops in the area for its fine condition and diversified layout. Here, popular tournaments are staged and the course never seems too crowded to play. We've now traveled back to Piqua to a site on the banks of the Miami River. And here you see members of one of the fastest growing organizations in Piqua. The recently formed Piqua Boat and Ski Club use this area daily. An extension on the dam south of Piqua has been approved, which will raise the water level even higher to afford boating enthusiasts more water area to traverse. The club sponsors an annual sports and boat show and are well on the way to establishing a clubhouse and complete docking facilities for its members. Piqua is a city with ample recreation facilities. Oh yes, while riding through Piqua you might stop and say hello to the mayor. Incidentally, the mayor is on the left. Piqua is also a religious city, many times referred to as the city of churches. Over 30 churches of all denominations are found throughout our town. Starting with our Catholic churches, here is St. Boniface. And St. Mary's. the Baptist Church of Piqua. Here we see the Church of the Brethren, the First Church of Christ Scientist, the Church of Christ, and the Church of God. Here we see the Congregational Christian Church and St. James Episcopal Church. In Evangelical and Reformed, here is the First Evangelical and Reformed Church. And St. Paul's Evangelical and Reformed Church. And now the Evangelical United Brethren. This is Piqua's Jewish Temple. In Lutheran churches, we have St. John's Lutheran Church. And turning to Methodist churches, you see the Grace Methodist Church. The Cyrene AME Church, and the Green Street Methodist Church. We have a Church of the Nazarene, the Presbyterian Church, and the United Presbyterian Church. We have an Assembly of God Church, a Pilgrim's Holiness Church, the Park Avenue Baptist, and our beautiful new Salvation Army building. Piqua is truly a city of churches. Well, you've seen most of our town. Now let us show you just where you are on the map. Piqua is located on United States Routes 25 and 36, State Routes 66 and 185, 28 miles north of Dayton, an easy drive east to Columbus, and a matter of a few hours to Indianapolis, Chicago, or Toledo. The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad affords us rail transportation to Toledo, Detroit, and the facilities of the St. Lawrence Seaway to the north, and Cincinnati and points south. The Pennsylvania Railroad makes rail shipping available to points east and west of Piqua and northwest to Chicago. Truck transportation interstate is available to Piqua manufacturers with a terminal in Piqua and other terminals located in nearby Dayton. With the anticipated opening of the new U.S. Route 25 just 1 mile east of downtown Piqua, automobile and truck transportation will be the finest. This new highway is a 4-lane, divided, limited access highway that will, upon completion, link Cincinnati, the Ohio Turnpike, and Toledo. The highway from Piqua to Dayton is scheduled for opening in the fall of 1957. This highway makes the facilities of Cox Municipal Airport north of Dayton just a matter of minutes from Piqua, affording freight and passenger service by scheduled airlines anywhere in the world. This highway will join the expressway in Dayton and linked with the proposed 8-lane highway to Cincinnati. No problem to watch the Redlegs then. Piqua also has its own airport, located just 2.5 miles from town. Many Piqua industries are using the facilities available as a definite asset to their business. The Piqua Airport has a rotating beacon for easy location at night. At the present time, there is one lighted runway. Plans to enlarge our airport are underway with a contemplated 3,000-foot hard-surface lighted runway planned. Also planned are taxiways and aprons, as well as ample hangar space. You'll find no transportation problem in our town. Well, guess that does it. Certainly want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you've enjoyed your visit to Piqua. In closing, let me speak on behalf of everyone in our town in extending to you a sincere invitation to visit us, or come and live in what we think is the finest city in the greatest country of them all. And let's hope that it's in the very, very near future. So long.